When a city mourns, a club unites as Liverpool grieves. Tributes pour in for Diogo Jota, while a new season quietly draws near. There are mornings when football feels like the most important thing in the world, and then there are mornings like this. Mornings when even the beauty of a preseason comeback is draped in mourning. Mornings when the sound of boots hitting the training ground is softer, more solemn. Mornings when Liverpool Football Club is not simply preparing for another campaign, but carrying the unbearable weight of a brother lost as the sun rises over Merseyside. A new day begins, not with anticipation of transfers or tactics, but in reflection of what was, of who was, of a 28-year-old Portuguese forward who wore the No. 20 shirt with pride, whose grin was infectious, whose goals sparked roars. His heart was as big as his left foot. Diogo Jota is gone, and alongside him his younger brother Andre Silva. 2 lives lost in a tragic car accident in northern Spain. 2 sons, 2 brothers, 2 friends. It's taken far too soon. Today's edition of Liverpool News and Transfers Live is unlike any other. This is not simply a roundup of gossip and speculation. It is a collective act of remembrance. We'll take you through the tributes pouring in from around the globe from teammates, legends, and fans. We'll reflect on Luis Diaz's powerful message, Raul Jimenez's emotional celebration, and the quiet dignity with which Arne Slot and the Liverpool squad return for preseason, mourning while moving forward. This is Liverpool. We walk on with heavy hearts, but never alone. A city in grief. The aftermath of a funeral that stopped the World Gondomar, Portugal. A small city shrouded in a silence so deep, even the birds seemed to pause their morning song. This past Saturday, Diogo Jota and his brother Andre were laid to rest side by side, buried in the land where their story began. Liverpool players arrived in black, their faces somber and eyes red-rimmed. Arne Slot, only weeks into his role as manager, stood at the heart of it all. A man not just leading a football club, but holding together a grieving family. From Van Dijk to Robertson, Allison to Curtis Jones, each mourner brought flowers, tributes, and memories. But it was the absence of sound that said the most, the stillness of a team in mourning. In Gondomar football paused. Arne Slot speaks leadership through lost sin, a moment that cut through the fog of grief. Arne Slot addressed the media on Thursday. His words were not rehearsed or clinical. They came from the heart. Diogo was not just our player. It was a loved one to all of us. A teammate, a colleague, a workmate, and in all of those roles, he was very special. Slot went on to describe what Jota meant to Liverpool, not just tactically, but spiritually. He was the embodiment of Klopp's legacy, hardworking, fearless, loyal, a relentless presser, silent assassin in front of goal, a humble warrior off the pitch. The manager admitted the club is still in shock and confirmed the team's return to training this week would begin with a private memorial at Kirkby, a moment of unity before the hard work resumes. Raul Jimenez's Gold Cup. TRAB, Walbati, the world may have wept in silence, but in the Gold Cup final, Raul Jimenez made the grief audible after scoring a stunning equalizer against the United States. The former Wolves striker sat down and mimicked Jota's trademark FIFA celebration. He then held a Mexico shirt with the name Jota and number 20 printed on the backhand image that's already gone viral, even before kickoff. Jimenez was seen during the anthem wearing a shirt that read Diogo J in place of his own name. The gesture, small, maybe, but in the world of football, it echoed louder than any anthem. Jimenez and Jota's bond, forged at Wolves, was one of mutual respect. Off the pitch, they were close friends. Jimenez later posted, "For my brother. In football, you'll always be with me." Luis Diaz's emotional message to Diaz, usually reserved and quiet in the media, broke his silence with an emotional Instagram post. "The pain is too great, Romano. You taught me so much with your actions, with your spirit. I will Carry your fire every time I wear this shirt. Till we meet again. Attached was a photo of the two embracing after a late goal against Spurs, both grinning, wild with joy. It's no secret that Jota had taken Diaz under his wing during his early Liverpool days. Their bond was more than positional, it was familial. Diaz has since asked Liverpool to allow him to wear Jota's wristband this season. The club has agreed. The pre-season that starts in TARs, Liverpool were due to face Preston North End this weekend. Now the friendly hangs in the balance. We'll decide together, said Slot. With the players, with the families, with the staff. For now, training has resumed quietly at Kirkby. Players arriving in waves, some in silence, others in tears. Nobody was forced to return. Everyone came because they felt the pull not of professionalism, but of loyalty. He would want us to train, he would want us to smile again, said Andy Robertson in a private team huddle as reported by club sources. The global response from Benfica to BARC Olana tributes haven't been limited to Liverpool or Portugal. Across the world, clubs have paid homage. Benfica, Jota's former club, unveiled a giant stadium banner. Por sempre um dos nos. Forever one of ours. Barcelona held a moment of silence before training. Wolves announced they would retire the number 18 shirt for the upcoming season, Cristiano Ronaldo. Though absent at the funeral, sent a private floral wreath with a handwritten message to a warrior, a brother, a soul too kind for this world. Even Manchester United, Liverpool's fiercest rivals, posted a respectful message of condolence. A legacy beyond Goales. Jota scored 65 goals in a red shirt. But he gave so much more. He was the player who turned up early and stayed late. The one who danced with the physio's kids at Melwood. It's the one who never complained when benched. The one who visited children's hospitals with a smile. Stories have emerged from Liverpool, of how Jota once bought boots for a youth teamer who couldn't afford them. How he anonymously funded a teammate's cousin's surgery in Portugal. None of these stories were public before. He didn't want them to be. Now they flood social media. A tidal wave of remembrance. Transfer window in the shadow of mourning and Jan. What of transfers? Normally, July is a whirlwind. Targets, negotiations, rumors. But this week, even Fabrizio Romano has gone quiet when it comes to Liverpool. Jurgen Schmatke, Liverpool Sporting Director, reportedly halted all transfer meetings out of respect. Conversations about player exits, like Sepp van den Berg or Nat Phillips, have been put on pause. The club is also considering delaying the announcement of a new midfield signing until after Jota's memorial at Anfield. This is football with a heart. A pause button pressed not out of panic but of love, though. Cops tribute a final goodbye, AWIT's Liverpool. Are planning a full tribute for Jota and Andre Silva before their first home match of the season. Anfield will fall silent. Scarves will be held aloft. A mosaic bearing the message "Forever Red, Forever Remembered" will fill the KOP. There are even suggestions of renaming one of the training pitches at Kirkby in Jota's honor. Nothing confirmed. But the feeling is clear: his memory will not fade. The final word, walking Owen, as this live edition comes to a close. The tears remain fresh. The pain sharp. But so too does the memory. Diogo Jota was a star. Yes. But he was also a son, a brother, a friend. His legacy is not written solely in goals, but in goodness. And as the club gathers again this week, boots on, hearts heavy, they'll remember the words painted near the tunnel at Anfield. This means more. Now it means even more. Rest in peace, Diogo. Walk on.